Hey guys, Neely here. I'm coming in with another Instant Pot recipe for you. And I made this last night and it was really good, and I had a little bit more of the ingredients left that need to get cooked up, so I was just gonna do it again and show you guys. This is a recipe that is my own, just kind of threw it together and it worked out pretty well, so I thought I'd share it. We are going to be doing creamy mushroom pork chops in the Instant Pot, and these are super yummy and they're great to have over noodles or rice and with any kind of veggie. We had them over rice with green beans on the side last night and it was very, very good. So highly recommended. I'm gonna turn this camera around and show you what I'm doing. I've got my Instant Pot on saute and I put it to more, so I hit saute and then adjust so it's hotter because I'm gonna be browning the meat, so I want it to be as hot as possible. And if you are in a hurry, you do not have to brown the meat. You can just throw all the ingredients into the pot and cook it that way. I just feel like it adds a little bit more depth of flavor to brown the meat. So I'm taking that extra step because I have the time today, but if I didn't have the time, I would just throw all the ingredients in and let the Instant Pot do its thing. But the first thing I'm gonna do is just season the meat with salt, pepper, garlic, onion, and thyme. Okay, my pan is getting pretty hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the meat in. You don't want it to be too crowded in there, so if you have more than these 4 little pork chops, you probably want to do it in a couple of batches. I did that last night because I had, I think I cooked 8 last night, and I'm just going to let it cook probably 3 or 4 minutes on each side, and I'll be back when that's done. Okay, these have been going for about 3 or 4 minutes on each side, so I am going to go ahead and move them over to my bowl over here, get them out of the pan. I got very nicely browned, and I got some nice browning in the pan to get some good flavor. And now what I'm going to do is saute my onions and mushrooms. I just have probably a little less than a cup here. I don't usually measure, but this is a cup measuring bowl. And those are some frozen onions that I froze this summer when I got a whole bunch for cheap, and I did a video on that a while back, so you can look for that if you're interested in learning about freezing onions and peppers. And then I'm going to carefully try to get my mushrooms in here without spilling. Just spilled a little. There we go. And now I'm going to just saute these up a little bit until the onions are soft and the mushrooms are cooked. While these are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and add some more seasoning, and I'm just going to do the same seasonings I did before on the meat. I'm going to do some thyme, and it's about maybe 1.5 teaspoons. And garlic, nice good sprinkle. I'd guess that's about 1/2 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. And then onions, same, 1/2 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. I'd say go for 1 teaspoon. And then some more pepper. Nice good sprinkle, however much you like. And another big sprinkle of salt, maybe 3/4 teaspoon. Alright, and I'm just going to cook that real fast until I can start smelling the seasonings. Okay, now for the creamy part. The liquid in this recipe, because you got to have at least a cup of liquid in your Instant Pot to get it up to pressure. And this is going to make a nice creamy sauce. I have 1 cup of broth, and I made this broth in the Instant Pot, and I will do a video on that very soon. And I'm just going to pour that in there. And then I'm going to do 1 cup of coconut milk. This is the brand I get, and we get it at an Asian market, and it's very cheap. This is a whole quart and $3.15. And you can see on the ingredients right here, it says ingredient, because there's only 1, coconut milk 100%, and it is the best tasting coconut milk we have ever found. I do not like the stuff in the can very well at all. We get it at an Asian market, and it is so cheap there. If you try to order it on Amazon, you're going to pay like 2 or 3 times the price that you'd find it in an Asian market. So definitely check your Asian markets for coconut milk. If you don't have coconut milk and you don't have a problem with dairy, you can use cream or half and half. I'd probably recommend half and half. I put in 1 cup of broth, and now I'm putting in 1 cup of coconut milk. And I'm just going to stir it up real fast and then add my pork chops right on top. And there they go, swimming into the coconut milk. And I'm going to put the lid on, make sure it's on sealing, and then it's on saute still, so I need to turn that off. And then I'm going to do manual for 12 minutes, high pressure. And you just hit manual and go down to 12 minutes, and it will start in just a second, and the Instant Pot will do its magic. All right, we are back, and it cooked for its 12 minutes, and I let the pressure come down just for a little while, and then I released the rest of it up here, and it's about done. Here we go. And let's see what we have here. It's like opening a present every time. So exciting. All right, so now here's where you have a few options depending on your preference. The sauce is not thick yet, and so you can choose one of many different ways to thicken it. I recommend letting the sauce cook down and let some of the water cook off, and it'll get thicker that way. But if you are in a hurry, and you know, Instant Pots are great for when you want to get something done in a hurry. So if you are in a hurry, you can just thicken it up with flour. I would probably start with 2 tablespoons of flour in water, stir that up till there's no lumps, and then whisk it into your sauce, and then cook that for a few minutes on saute. Turn that on right now. And then if it's thick enough, that's good. If it's not thick enough, just add a little more, maybe a tablespoon at a time until it's the thickness that you want it. And then what I do, since I want this to be a low carb dish, is I'm going to use glucomannan to thicken it, and I'm probably going to use about a half of a teaspoon, and I'll do the same thing, put the half a teaspoon in, and then see if it's thick enough, and then add more if I need to add more, but half a teaspoon probably be enough. The other option you can do is just put it on the saute mode and let it cook down until it's the thickness that you want. And that's if you have time, if it's not time to sit down to eat right away, then I definitely recommend that. That'll condense the flavors a little more, and it'll be very delicious, and you don't have to add anything. So what I'm going to do right now for this one is just let it cook down for maybe 10 minutes and then add my glucomannan, and then it will be ready. It's been cooking down for about 10 minutes, and it looks a little thicker, and I'm going to go ahead and add my glucomannan in here. Stir it up real quick. I'm going to go ahead and add about a 1/4 more teaspoon, so 3/4 of a teaspoon total. You guys have probably noticed, but I don't cook with a ton of recipes. I tend to wing it a lot, and my goal with these videos is to kind of teach you guys how to wing it with the Instant Pot, and I figured showing you how I do it might help. So hopefully that's helpful. So there you can see it's getting a lot thicker, and it is pretty much done now, and just the longer I cook it, the thicker it's going to be. So I can just, if I'm ready to serve the meal, I can go ahead and serve it, or if it's going to be a little while, I can let it cook down for another 10 minutes and get it a little bit thicker, but it is ready to go. So you can kind of play with it and figure out how you like it the best, but it's absolutely delicious. The full fat coconut milk just gives it the super creamy flavor, and it's just, everything is just wonderful. Also, if you want to even add a little bit of extra flavor at this point, you can add Parmesan cheese, and it's getting pretty thick, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. You can add Parmesan cheese and just mix it in. You could also serve it with Parmesan cheese on top, and that's very delicious. And like I said before, this is great over rice. I love it over rice. It's also really good over pasta. Even mashed potatoes it would be good with. It's just super delicious, creamy. The thyme gives it a really excellent flavor, and I highly recommend it. So at this point, when I'm ready to serve it, whatever serving dish I'm putting it in, I'll just stick my pork chops back in there, and it'll be ready to go. Doesn't that look delicious? Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you try it. I will talk to you later. Bye.